A lot of this growth I owe to Cole Johnson, to my super producer Shane Lake, who will join us at the bottom of the hour, to Vikalaah, aka Victor Locke, and the fans that continue to tune in. I love you guys. Now, let's go. On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This Brownsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised that the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Yeah! Woo! Time to get down to business and time to make this thing pop, y'all. Whoops. I didn't mean to press that button. I meant to press that one. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Man, we got a lot to get to over the next 180 minutes, but I got some people to welcome. We are stacked and packed, as you know, with some great sports talk as we take you on a 180-minute journey in the region, across the nation, and around the world. We welcome those of you watching via Snowman via YouTube, I beg your pardon, on both the Snowman Multimedia YouTube channels, the Shady Sports Network YouTube channel. Also, those of you watching on Zebo TV as well as BS3 TV. Also, welcome to those of you in your ears on WIRU-DB in Chicago, the brand new WEIS-DB also in Chicago, WQEE in Atlanta, KSOS in Salem, Oregon, and WLEO in Baltimore. And we welcome those of you listening via our flagship radio station, Snowman Multimedia Sports Radio. If you are interested in sponsoring this program or having this program air on your station, drop an email to info@snowmanmultimedia.com. This first portion of today's show is brought to you by BetUS.com. The NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball are in full swing. March Madness is right around the corner. And if you want the best action, BetUS.com is the way to go. The sportsbook is celebrating their 30th year with the best action at the best time. Log on to BetUS.com. Use the code Snowman for a 125% deposit match. BetUS.com, where the game begins. I know I put out a description of what I was going to do in this first segment, but I'm totally going to call an audible because there's a young fellow who I haven't had on the show in 4 years. We're going to end that this morning, and he has got some things to discuss. This is my super producer, the big dog, Shane Lake, who joins me right now. Good morning, my man. Great to have you.
Good morning, brother. What's popping?
You see, I'm very well caffeinated this morning, right?
It's going to be a fun 3 hours. I'm going to tell you that right now. And there is a lot to discuss.
There certainly is, man. Let's have an hour with the big dog. What's the first thing you got on your docket?
Well, I'm switching up my lineup because I brought this up to you yesterday. I left you a message on Facebook. And we're going to enter the world I know best, video games. NCAA is bringing back their college football franchise for EA.
Yep.
Thank God, finally.
Yes.
But there's also a little bit of unfairness in this because I see it as they're underpaying the athletes that are going to be featured in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we know, there's 134 FBS schools that's going to be in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But out of the 11,000 athletes that are available to actually be put in the game, EA is only going to be paying them $600 and giving them a copy of the game to be represented.
I mean, how does that help the students?
It doesn't. It truly doesn't, because they're going to make that back up, because that's $6.6 million. They're going to make that back up on launch, because we all know they're going to sell 160,000+ copies on launch.
And
There's
you know
their $6
everybody
million back.
And you know everybody's going to be lining up around the corner to get the darn thing.
Yeah, because we haven't had a college football game in what? A decade plus now? I mean,
13 years. 13 years.
That they're going to be lined up around the block and then some to get a copy of this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And you're only paying $600 for this? Yeah, Victor Locke just said it, and Victor's going to join us for the second hour. EA has always been cheap. I mean, their games are expensive as all get out, which is why I don't play them in the first place. People telling me all the time, you've heard the discussions that people will have with me online. You're missing out if you don't play EA. You're missing out. No, I'm not, because I watch college football games live and let y'all fight over EA. And Victor brings up a great point. EA has always been cheap.
They've dropped the ball when it's come to the Madden franchise. I mean, the last few years, the Madden franchise alone has fallen off the radar when it comes to performance. This year alone.
That's horrible, considering Madden was the master of the telestrator. Anybody remember 1982 when he introduced the telestrator? And oddly enough, and you know this, Victor knows it. Oh, hi, Winnie. Winnie decided to join me out of the rainstorm this morning. Madden introduced the telestrator during Super Bowl 16. And now as you said, the Madden franchise fell off. Now you got this with EA. And looking at this story that I have here, and I'm glad I have this queued up, 10,000 players are going to be in the game. And as you said best, buddy, they're only getting $600 in a copy of the game. What good is a copy of the game going to do them to get through college?
It's not. I mean, $600 might cover some books and some lunch. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be – that might be influential for a semester or two, but what about afterwards? Unless they bring more into it, there you go.
Let me bring Victor Locke into the conversation. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Snowman. What's going on?
The big dog is here. Vikalaah is here. Dog? And we're leading off with the return of EA college football. It's a good news, bad news kind of situation. And I want you, Victor, to expound on your point that you made in the chat about how cheap EA has always been. You've played the game longer than I, and you know EA has always been cheap.
I've played Madden ever since Madden 92, like back when it was Sega Genesis Madden. So I've always played Madden games.
Turner.
It is. It is.
My uncle, God rest his soul, he was the one that introduced me to Madden and the Sega Genesis. So I've been big behind it. Here's the thing. EA has always had really crappy practices when it comes to how their games run and also how they really cheat the players and the players of the game and also players of the sport. Because $600 in the copy of the game, that's an insult. Yeah,
it is an insult.
Remember, some of these individuals don't have full ride scholarships. Some individuals don't have room and board.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if they say, hey, we're going to foot the bill for your room and board, we'll foot the bill for your tuition for that year or whatever case may be, maybe that would give them better incentive. But just $600, that's not going to do anything. It's maybe a couple, like maybe 30 packs of ramen noodles, and that's about it.
That's about
Yeah,
that,
pretty
that's
much.
it. Because I'm going off of what I went through in 1990 at college, and my parents had to send me a lot of food, even though I had the dorm food and everything.
Mhm.
How is $600 going to cover even a quarter of the costs that happen on a monthly basis? Because you can, given the fact that, given how expensive colleges are now compared to when I went in 1990, $600 can fly out in a snap.
And take it this way. They're going to sell this game at least $60 per unit.
Oh yeah.
So $60 per unit, which I'm pretty sure this game is going to be a great sale. All you can
Easily.
spare is $600 out of all that.
It's like the big dog. It's like the big dog just said. They're going to make that back first day.
Yeah.
Everything they're paying everything they're supposedly paying the students, they're going to make that back first day. And some of these kids are not going to be available to be in the game, and B, don't want to participate in the game. Speaking of participate, you got to get down, Winnie Pooh. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's a travesty that they're getting treated like this
Mhm.
for a franchise that is going to be on the rebound, and everyone's going to be lining up out the door because, as we said, first time in 13 years, NCAA has actually had a college football game.
Yes.
Yep.
And I remember back in the day when they actually used to have a partnership with Madden, so that if you had a character in NCAA, you could actually port your character from NCAA over to Madden.
Absolutely.
Which was a big deal. So a lot of people really wanted to get the NCAA games specifically for that reason, to have that nice journey with your character going from high school, going through college, through the NCAA, and then going to the pros. You haven't had that in a while. So that's a big selling point for EA. And so just gonna nickel and dime the fans and nickel and dime the players, as they always have.
The big dog Shane Lake, along with Vikalaah, joining us here as we talk everything EA. It's more bad news than good news.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately,
it's more bad news than good news. And I'm gonna hop on a personal soapbox when it comes to this game. I know this to hopefully not be true, but who is to say that they won't allow any players from the team I follow, which y'all know is the Northwestern Wildcats, into the game? Who's to say?
I mean,
You want to talk about unfair? You want to talk about unfair? Now, I am saying this purely off an assumption, and B, off of a soapbox. I get that. I understand that. That could totally change when the game is released. But here's why I'm bringing this up as part of this game. Anybody remember the 2020 Big Ten Championship in Indianapolis? And how Ohio State and how Northwestern was in control for 3.5 quarters?
Right.
Yeah. Here's why I bring that up. With the expansion of the playoff, the biggest what if from that COVID-ridden season is, what if Northwestern would have pulled the upset in Indy?
That would have been major.
You see where I'm going with this now? With the past history of the Northwestern Wildcats, and remember, they've made 2 appearances in the Big Ten Championship, 2018 and 2020. And we know the scandal that happened with Pat Fitzgerald and the coach that they have in now, and yet they still turn it around into a bowl season. All right. They turn it around into a bowl season. Who's to say that EA won't be fair to a lot of these schools that don't get as much pub as, say, maybe an Ohio State or in Alabama or a Georgia or anybody like that?
The 2 words that will doom any video game out there, and especially sports games: dev discretion.
Yes. And what
you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere in sports games, whether it's MLB The Show, whether ironically it is Madden. They've had a few issues with players in the past bringing legends back. Same with MLB The Show. I mean, that's through contracts through like the Hall of Fame.
Right.
NBA 2K has had issues. Everything NHL with their game through EA has had problems. Dev discretion is a pain in the ass, and frankly, there needs to be a big switch when it comes down to things.
Yeah,
which is not going to be.
Unfortunately, no.
Look how long it took him to expand the. We have all talked about this. Look how long it took him to expand the playoff because it didn't want to come off the money. And
Exactly.
now EA is copying the model. They don't want to come off the money.
EA probably made the model. EA probably made the model.
You're not wrong.
Even with the Sega Genesis partnership that you mentioned, Victor, EA created the model.
Let's look at this one.
Come on, who did not see this coming?
Let's look at this
All
one.
right.
One of the biggest controversies EA had was when they came out with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Originally, they had I believe it was Darth Vader and a couple of the characters that you could just grind for and get through the game. Then they re-released the game, but put Darth Vader and those characters behind a paywall of like $99.
Yep.
EA has found so many ways to screw over their fan base, and who said they won't do it to the players?
It's loopholes.
It is. It really is.
It's flat out loopholes that they find to screw over the players and screw over the university. Now, I will say the universities are not worried about EA and their practices because, hey, two sides of the same coin.
They're not. They're not losing the money. They're not.
And I'm not afraid to call it out either. Y'all know me. Y'all know me. I'm not afraid to call it out. It's two sides of the same coin. Just like with the college football playoff, it's two sides of the same coin. ESPN, anyone?
Right. And I mean, the funny thing is, because I was reading through a lot of this again earlier this morning as I was checking through the Twitter, they're not even having the coaches represented in the game,
which pisses me off. Which pisses me off, man.
Right.
You won't have Nick Saban. You'll have the players, but you won't have Nick Saban. You'll have the players, but you don't have Kirby Smart. You'll have you have the players, but here I go on my soapbox again, and y'all know where I'm going. You won't have Pat Fitzgerald or Gary Barnett
for Madden. They barely do that for Madden. You don't see Lovie Smith on there. You rarely see Lovie Smith or Ron Rivera on there.
You know,
you
the coach that they should
Madden on there.
You know, the coach or coaches. I'll give you a couple that they should have had on Madden. Especially when it came out and they didn't have him, Bill Walsh, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah,
true.
Tell me why they didn't honor the godfather of the West Coast offense. Tell me why that's the case.
I'll do you one better, Snowman. To this day, they still don't have Bill Belichick as the head coach of the Patriots.
And they never will.
No.
And they never will. I'll go one further than that. Since we're all talking old school coaches. Speaking of Bill, we mentioned Bill Walsh, mentioned Bill Belichick. How about Bill Parcells?
The tuna.
Yep. How about Bill Parcells? How about Tom Landry? All right. Honor the coach. I understand EA wanting to honor the players and pay the players, if you want to call it that. But A, be fair. B, you don't have to be frugal when it comes to the players because the university is going to make that money back on the first game of ticket sales. All right. Give an example. Georgia could play Wofford, which is a school in the South, the Wofford Terriers, and they'll still sell out Sanford Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, easily.
They'll still sell out Sanford Stadium. They'll make that back at the gate.
Look at
in
USC.
A blink.
Look at USC.
My God. You think
USC will make that back in a monster moment?
Man, the schools in California. You know what? Let's take a break and let's go into the messed up thing that we like to call that we like to call conference realignment, if you want to call it that.
Oh,
because
God,
this all ties in to the EA fiasco. Later on, we'll talk Russell Wilson. You fired. And why I believe he will not be signed in a fiery Snowman's take. And also we'll pay some tribute to Jason Kelce. And yes, we are going to talk some baseball. We're just getting started here on this Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Back in a flash. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Well, my dearest, the ID you need is at SNWMN Multimedia, and that's for all of our social media outlets. We made the change beginning the 1st of this month. That voice you heard, many have asked me, that's my beautiful wife, Jody, bringing us back from break, along with the big dog and Vikalaah, Brian Snow here, a.k.a. Snowman. This Wednesday, the women's Big Ten tournament begins from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and yours truly, Brian Snow, will call every single game in that tournament. We kick everything off at 4:30 with a special hour-long pregame show presented by BetUS.com. Then at 5:30, we kick all the action off with Northwestern and Purdue. BetUS.com, where the game begins, will take you from start on Wednesday to finish on Sunday of the women's Big Ten tournament. And every game in that tournament is live on Snowman Multimedia on both the Snowman Multimedia channels. And I may get an assist from the big dog throughout the course of the tournament. So hang tight, folks. We'll start the party Wednesday night. Vikalaah, Shane Lake here with the Snowman, and we talked about the return of EA and how that is screwing over the players. Mm-hmm. And Shane brought up a wonderful point that the coaches are not included in this. Mm-hmm. He brings up a wonderful point that the players are not the coaches, I beg your pardon, are not included in this. I want to bring up this point and tie it into something we have talked about individually, but we and Total Football Talk, God bless those brothers, are the only shows that will say this aloud. You realize the expansion of the playoff is going to benefit the committee and not the schools?
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. You are not wrong.
Find the lie. Find the damn lie.
As CM Punk once said, tell me when I'm telling lies.
Right.
Find the lie. It's not going to benefit the schools at all. It's going to benefit the committee, and it's going to benefit the NCAA as well. You're going to expand to 12 teams after starting with only 4.
Right.
All right. First of all, why didn't you start with 8?
Would have been
you should start. Yeah, you should start off with more teams.
I mean, as it is, look at the controversy from this past year.
Yes.
Florida State, anybody?
Ooh.
Listen, let me break down Florida State. And the playmaker and I talked about this for a good hour. You know why Florida State didn't get in the playoff? A, they didn't beat anybody of significance, even though they ran the table. And B, in a simple question, who the hell did they play? The AC, and I'm going to borrow from our good buddy Jay Spivey, our fellow insider. The ACC sucked.
Right.
Let's just be totally real.
The ACC was like the NFC East this year.
Yeah.
Oof.
Or NFC least.
Oof.
All right. The NFC least with the Redskins, and yes, I said Redskins, Giants, Eagles, and Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The ACC was like the NFC least. Period. Hell, if you really want to be honest about it and compare it to two divisions in the NFL, look at both South divisions in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's the ACC. There's the even though I'm sporting my beautiful wife's team, the Indianapolis Colts. I didn't say it right. The Indianapolis Colts. Even she told me. Here's a funny one for y'all. Even she told me, and she posed a question to me. She said, "You're the sports expert of the house. Why are the Colts in the South Division?" I said, "Baby, I can't answer that.
Why is there no Central Division?
They blew up both Central Divisions.
There should be a Central Division.
Look at it this way. Why are the Cowboys in the East when they should belong in the South?
They should belong in the Southwest. Would be the West of the South. It should be at least one of those.
I'll go one step further. You know a team that was in the NFC East for years until they moved, and I'm gonna ruffle a lot of feathers when I say my next four words. St. Louis Football Cardinals.
Yep, I was gonna say Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, St. Louis Cardinals. They were in the NFC East for years. Back to the point at hand. The dissolution of the Pac-12 conference, which is going bye-bye. You got 14, now 16 teams in the Big Ten conference.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it for years, and Victor has heard me complain about it. Make that make sense.
It doesn't.
Right. It doesn't.
That all started with Penn State bringing their asses into the Big Ten conference, and I know why they did it. Okay, I am not that illogically fit to know why Penn State went to the Big Ten. Money and eyes. It's too easy. Okay, Rutgers, same thing. They weren't getting any eyes on the Big East, which is stupid to me, because you would think. Here I go telling the truth again. You would think with the invention of ESPN Plus in 1997, and they had the contract with the Big East, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shane, you know this. You live out in that area. Find the lie.
There is none. Absolutely none.
Nope.
And here's the bigger problem. Here's the bigger problem I've got with this, Snowman. Here's the bigger problem I've got with this. There's now 16 teams, as you said. The pie is getting smaller for all the teams involved. Why not have multiple divisions where you can have a bigger piece of the pie? Granted, you're going to have to fight for TV rights a little bit more, but at the same token, you're going to get more of those rights than you would getting your ass kicked by one of the other divisions.
Well, let's start with the Pac-12. Okay. Everybody's saying that this past year, with all the teams jettisoning their way out, saying that was the end of the Pac-12. No, it wasn't. The Pac-12 was ended when two teams showed up, Utah and Colorado.
Yep.
Which had no damn business in the Pac-10. None. You had your teams in California. You had your teams in Washington. You had your teams in Arizona. Everything was fine. But now, Utah and Colorado. Well, first of all, Colorado was bitching because they had gotten a foot put in their ass in 2005. Thank you, Vince Young.
Yep.
When you have 70 points put on you in a conference championship game in Texas's backyard, basically,
you didn't belong.
You tend to think things. You tend to think about things, and they ain't won a doggone thing since until 2000. Let me get this right. Until 2016. when they found their way, and I stress the word found their way, into the Pac-12 championship in Santa Clara.
Yep.
Find the lie.
None to be found.
Colorado didn't do a damn thing. Colorado didn't do a damn thing for 11 years after they got a foot put in their ass by Vince Young and the Texas Longhorns. It makes you think a little bit psychologically when you have 70 points hung on you, right?
You wonder why you're there in the first place.
Right.
In a conference championship game. And I'll tell you, two conferences, if they were alive today, would have money hand over fist to host a conference championship game. The Big Eight and the Southwest Conference. And all that started when Arkansas left the Southwest Conference in 1990 for the SEC. Logistically, I can see why Arkansas took off. Logistically, I can see it. And it's paid, and too many points, it's paid off for them. 1994, hello, national champions when they won in Charlotte, okay, for basketball. Football hasn't paid off as much.
Right.
But I have this feeling it will. But the Southwest Conference, go ahead, Shane.
Arkansas needs to find their way on the football field, plain and simple. They're running into too many roadblocks.
They need to win the recruiting battles, and they're not. And they're
Alabama.
not. Not just Alabama, Georgia, Auburn.
Yep. Florida.
SEC mainstays. Florida. Thank you. Florida.
LSU. Arkansas
and all
needs
this
to figure that out.
And all this ties into what we opened the show with the EA game discussions and how the players are getting stiffed. Tell me that is not going to impact the recruiting with these NIL deals.
Oh,
not only with these NIL deals, but now with this EA deal, if you want to call it that. Tell me that's not going to impact the recruiting, because now you put everything in the hands. Let's start with the SEC. You put everything in the hands of three schools: Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia. And I highlight Tennessee because Tennessee was the closest to beating Georgia in the last 2 years. All right. Alabama are the kings of the SEC. We know that even with Saban's retirement. Okay. Right. Georgia ran through everybody 29 straight times until they got to Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, which is a goal of mine to bring my crew to Atlanta this coming season for the SEC championship. Try and stop us if you dare.
Road trip.
Right.
Big road trip. Let's see. Me, Jody, Victor, James McCallum, the big dog, his wife. Yeah. Cole Johnson. Got to bring him and his wife too. Drew Willingham. Got to bring him too. Let's rent a bus and go to Atlanta for the SEC championship. Anyway, all this is affecting the NIL. The NIL deals are now in the hands of two conferences, the Big Ten and the SEC. No one else is getting a fair shake with the NIL deals. And here's the mistake that the NCAA made with the NIL deals, which ties in to EA Sports. They put the governing rules in the hands of the states.
They did. And I mean, this is how college football has basically been run for how long now? Is through those two divisions. Plain and simple. Those two divisions own college sports right now. Plain and simple.
Even before Penn State showed up and showed out in the Big Ten.
Right.
Even before Penn State showed up and showed out. It was even back in the 80s when I first got into college football. Big Ten, SEC. Big Ten was on CBS. SEC was on ABC.
Yep.
I haven't even heard of ESPN because I got all my college basketball on the house.
Let's not forget NBC sticking their nose in too.
Notre Dame games.
Notre Dame
games, yeah.
And Notre Dame was tied to ABC.
Yes, they were.
Here we go. No one else will mention this except yours truly. Notre Dame was tied into ESPN and ABC until 1990.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that.
That lifetime exclusive contract
Mm-hmm.
for NBC to broadcast all Notre Dame games.
Yep.
Which brings this question to mind, since we're talking NIL deals and all kinds of money. How much money has to exchange hands if Notre Dame runs the table?
Oof.
I brought this up before and the chat was lit up, so I'm going to light it up again.
Mm-hmm.
How much money has to change hands? How many NIL deals have to be signed? How many packages from EA have to be given away if Notre Dame runs the table and only gets the number 5 seed in the playoffs? Why?
I don't have enough time to calculate how many zeros that's going to take.
Right.
You're looking at
Jane,
billion.
my wife's Christmas present to me. I don't have enough time either. But the question has to be. Someone posed this question to me. Someone posed this question to me, and it's a wonderful question. And good morning to the Hawk TV and Sig Diggy and the Fanatics feedback zone. Man,
what's up, boys?
It has to be asked, and it's got to continue to be asked, because Notre Dame in 2020, during the height of COVID, had an affiliate association with the Atlantic Coast Conference. You know how many eyes that brought the ACC when Notre Dame was involved?
Oh yeah,
a ton.
Yeah,
it was shattering. That's what it was.
Remember Notre Dame sprang 2 upsets, Clemson and North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for both of them. I was in North Carolina to watch both of them. Hell, wife and I got popcorn for the 2 overtime thriller at Notre Dame Stadium when they played Clemson. Come on, y'all. And 11,000 people are at Notre Dame Stadium. You tell me it didn't sound like a full house.
Oh,
at Notre Dame Stadium.
It did.
Now tell me how fair this expansion is going to be, because and we'll tie it into the first segment we talked about this morning. We'll tie it in to EA Sports and then bringing back college football. I'm going to say this aloud, and I'm going to ruffle a lot of feathers. EA didn't do this right at all.
No, they didn't.
No.
They did not do this right at all.
Far from it.
And Shane, I thank you for sending me that message last night. And I totally didn't look at it this morning. I was helping my wife get out of here because she was running late, and I'm so glad we called an audible on this to discuss it. EA did not do this right at all. They're being unfair to the kids. They're being unfair to the coaches. And they're totally kissing the asses of the schools.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
I'll say it again, and I'll say it loud. They're being unfair to the kids. They're being unfair to the coaches by not having them in the game at all. And they're totally kissing the asses of A, the schools, and B, the NCAA, which is a $10 billion entity.
Because they know that those entities are the reason why they can make the game in the first place, because the NCAA can put the kibosh on it at any given time. The schools can pull their support at any given time.
Not just that, but let's put it this way. Who's the rival competitor to make a rival game? No one.
Mm-hmm.
That's true too.
Like Vince McMahon did.
Yeah, because you
bought
remember,
bought WCW and had no competition.
Because think about this. Back in the day, there wasn't just Madden. You also had the live games, NBA Live, NFL Live. Remember Quarterback Club?
Oh, dear
NFL
God.
Quarterback Club?
Oh, dear Lord.
How about ESPN Monday Night Football?
ESPN Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm.
Man.
There were so many different avenues for games at the time, for sports games at the time, that sometimes they didn't need to bend the knee for the organizations.
Would you say that, Victor? Would you say that again, please, for those of us in the cheap seats at Old Dyke Stadium at Northwestern? Please say that again.
They did not have to bend the knee for a lot of these organizations because they could just go somewhere else. They have another distributor. but now you only have a handful of distributors. I mean, you don't even have 2K's not even doing other sports except for WWE. They used to do MLB, NBA. They
had their
NFL.
their hands in everything.
Dude, 2K does do the NBA games. EA
They still do. Oh, okay.
Okay.
MLB is run through San Diego studios.
Right.
San Diego.
So I used to play MLB 2K a lot.
That's a show in San Diego. That's a show in and of itself, but we'll save that for a later time. Let's pause for a break. Do me a favor, folks. Support the stream via Cash App. The tag you need is $ Tallman Dr. K50 or $ host Cole Johnson to help us out. When we come back, more football talk. Dear Russell Wilson, you fired. Next.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. This portion is brought to you by Invader Coffee. Invader Coffee aims to serve only the highest quality organic air-roasted coffee beans sourced from free trade farms all over the world. The best coffee at an affordable price. Log on to invadercoffee.com, place your order, use the code Snowman for 15% off. Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Tomorrow, the lovely Jennifer Garrett from the Move the Ball podcast, and she's been doing a lot of things. She'll talk about her experience at the NFL Combine, the players she's met, who she thinks will be the number 1 pick, and everything. That's tomorrow during hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning. The Big Dog and Vikalaah joining me here. And I finally get to say something in vindication that nobody believed. I'll tease everybody by starting with this. Russell Wilson, you fool! You actually, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, you know it. Look. Did I not say this 2 years ago?
You did.
When he signed with the Denver Broncos?
Yep.
My first question was, what the hell is he doing out in Denver? And everybody's telling me, oh, he's going out there with Sierra. That will explain part of it, but the other part is he's cooked. Matter of fact, let me do it this way. Now give me this camera. Hey, Russell Wilson, how does it feel to know you ain't got a job? At least temporarily. You've been cooked since your latter days in Seattle when Pete Carroll decided not to protect you with an offensive line. That's not only your fault, but that's Pete Carroll's fault as well. Period. Oh, by the way, you didn't have much of a running game. You didn't have a running game in 2019 when you were half a yard away from winning the division. But you couldn't finish the job, which describes the latter part of Russell Wilson's career. I said it, and I'll say it again. The latter part of Russell Wilson's career, he could not finish the job. And actually, that started in Super Bowl 49. Malcolm Butler, anyone?
Facts.
For you to be the leader of that offense, knowing Marshawn Lynch put you a yard away from back-to-back titles, and you didn't audible and hand him the ball, that's a you problem, Russell Wilson.
Which has haunted him for years.
And will continue to haunt him for eternity. Why didn't you just why didn't you just tell everybody in the huddle? And I know this is second guessing. I know that. I wasn't in Phoenix, Arizona. Hell, I was locked. I was locked up on a seventh floor in Michigan City, Indiana, trying to get my head screwed on straight.
I remember that.
All right. All right. Super Bowl 49. Victor remembers. I went away for a little bit. First of 2 trips I made. Why? My head exploded with all the I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not cuss. I will not
Save
cuss.
that for an unfiltered episode.
Yeah.
Thank you. I definitely will do that.
I'm game.
But Russell Wilson, how's the phrase goes? Congratulations. You played yourself by not handing the ball to Marshawn Lynch.
Look, I've said it before about Russell Wilson has never been an audible quarterback. He usually goes with what the coach says. The coach says he will go and perform it to as best he can. So maybe that didn't come to him. But at some point, you have to have a brain in your head. The best quarterbacks, from Johnny Unitas to Dan Marino to, of course, Joe Montana, Steve Young, and even Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, they have a brain in their head that says, okay, what the play has been called for, it's not going to work. I can see it with my eyes. It's not going to work. Let me make an audible. If it works, great. If it doesn't, at least I know I made a better decision than what the coach is making.
Absolutely right.
Okay, hold up a second. First off, you guys want to get spicy today? I'm with you. Believe me. Flaming hot queso. I'm with you guys on spice today. You want to know why? Let me tell you what's going on. Russell Wilson has never had these 2 words, an analytical brain.
There you go.
All.
There you
go. He has never been able to read the field better than what the play has. He can't see downfield. He can't see the dump off. He goes play by play, word for word.
Yep.
Every great quarterback is able to read the field and scan it like that. He's never had the protection. Pete Carroll, that's on you. But the fact of the matter is,
can you say that again, please? Because I've said it for years. Can you say that again, please?
I'll say it for those in the cheap seats. Pete Carroll, that front 7 is on you. And because of that, Russell Wilson has never had the time to develop an analytical brain to the point where now he's cooked worse than a Gordon Ramsay 5-star meal.
He's cooked worse than the beef Wellingtons at Hell's Kitchen.
Get this camera off of me.
But that's been his Achilles heel. And this is the problem. I remember when he first got signed to Denver, because one of my favorite YouTubers, Tom Grassi.
I call Victor and laugh my head off.
One of my favorite YouTubers, Tom Grassi. He loves to do skits.
The great Grassi.
Yep, he does a lot of hilarious skits. And one he did was for Denver Broncos fans, and how they were so tired of being on the carousel of having bad quarterback after bad quarterback. And finally, they got Russell Wilson, and they're like, we're off the carousel. We're free. Yeah, 2 years later.
I know what Russell Wilson's biggest problem was when it came to Denver? The shadow of Peyton Manning.
I'll go one step further. The shadow of John Elway.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The shadow of the greatest quarterback in Denver Broncos history, John Elway.
Mm-hmm. John the Jet Elway.
Okay? They didn't retire number 7 because of Craig Morton. They retired number 7 because of John Elway. Come on.
But it's what the big dog just said. Russell Wilson has never had an analytical brain. He's never had a brain that can say, this does not look right. Like if I see them stacking the box, I'm not gonna go, half bad gut.
Yep.
I'm gonna use play action or something. See if there's something on the soft middle.
Play action screen to the outside. Play action screen to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Drew Brees. I always called the surgeon because he was able to see the field. He was able to see what defense was giving him, and he knew how to work them over for the best amount.
So you gonna make me go there, right? Steve Young.
I mentioned Steve Young.
You're gonna make me go there, right? Steve Young. You're gonna make me go there, right? Troy Aikman.
You're
gonna make me go there. Broadway Joe Namath.
Yes. You're gonna make me go there, Phil Simms, who still holds the record to this day of completion percentage in the Super Bowl. Russell Wilson can't say that.
No, he cannot.
Nope.
Russell Wilson can't say that, and never will be able to say that because he's never going to get back to another Super Bowl. Hell, I'll say this, and I'm going to say it aloud, and people are going to be so mad at me. The Russell Wilson apologists, and there are plenty. Give me this doggone.
Yes.
You know what? Give me this doggone camera. Give me this camera. Russell Wilson, just like LeBron James, will never, ever see the playoffs again. Ever.
Russell may not see a football field ever again.
Say that for those in the cheap seats, will you?
Russell Wilson, just like LeBron James, just like Russell Westbrook, okay? And just like the Chicago Cubs, and I got a hilarious Cubdom experience to close the show, will never, ever, ever see the playoffs again.
Russell Wilson may not ever see a football field again because this destroyed.
I hope he doesn't. And the Russell Wilson apologists. Let me bring the fellows back here. And the Russell Wilson apologists are going to start the Hall of Fame discussion. You know what? Give me this. You know what? The Russell Wilson apologists are going to start the Hall of Fame discussion. My next 3 words are as follows.
Stop the cap.
My next 2 words go like, and the 2 words after that go like this. You fool! And you know something? Michael, say it.
Stop it. Get some help.
And that's a young Michael from 1985. Okay.
This stint.
Let me finish ruffling. No, I'm not going to ruffle the feathers. I'm going to rub them backwards. Russell Wilson sucks. LeBron James is a bum. Russell Westbrook is Russell Westbrook. Sharman Harden, good Lord, don't get me started. And Kyrita Herbal Tea, all y'all belong in the same boat. You all suck.
Trace.
Matter of fact, thank you, Shane. While we're improvising,
we're talking about that Kang
who sucks. Matter of fact, this is what I think about every player I just named from all the different sports. Hit it!
Trace.
Oh, Pastor, help us.
Here's the thing. This stint in Denver has ruined Russell Wilson's trade stock. No one's going to want him after this.
I certainly wouldn't.
His stock plummeted like a Fortune 500 company.
I'm going to make Victor laugh his ass off for about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Because I know Victor didn't see this one coming. I know the big dog didn't see this coming, nor anybody in the chat. But for the next 2 minutes, all of y'all are going to laugh when I make the following comparison.
Okay.
You know who Russell Wilson reminds me of?
Who?
The 2019 version of Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins.
If I see Kirk
You're welcome.
2 Chainz Cousins out here.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Big Ben Sutter, for that.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Nice.
And you know why I compare Russell Wilson to Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins?
Mm-hmm.
The 2019 version of Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins. Here's why I make that. Here's why I make that comparison. We all saw. Let me borrow from one of my favorite YouTubers, Urinating Tree. The ride never ends when it comes to the Denver Broncos, and the ride ain't going to end when it comes to Russell Wilson apologists. Why do I make this comparison to Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins? Everybody in Minnesota, including the legendary Paul Allen, and y'all know I love PA as a play-by-play announcer, were hyped up to the point my best friend Victor Locke called me after Minnesota beat New Orleans in overtime with a touchdown pass from Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins to Kyle Rudolph to earn a trip to Santa Clara.
Right.
After that happened, my wife looked at me, and within a second, Victor called me. And Victor said, let me do this right. I got to pay homage to Cole Johnson because he got me started doing this. Victor said to me, quote, how bad do you think the Niners are going to beat up Kirk Cousins? Close quote.
I sure did.
To wit, my beautiful wife said, quote, I was wondering the same thing. Close quote. Now, with both sets of eyes looking at me, one through the phone, as they were awaiting my answer, and I'm trying not to laugh, I said, if Minnesota scores 17 points, I'll be surprised.
Right.
Victor's next word was, damn.
I'll buy that.
And Jody looked at me and said, you think it's going to be that bad? I said, baby, it's going to be worse.
You weren't wrong.
The entire week. I swear to y'all, the entire week. Oh, boy. Jody was getting me hype. Okay. Because the game, of course, was played on a Saturday. Jody was getting me hype. All right. She said, you can work here in your office. I'll bring you snacks. Then we'll watch the game. You're on. So what do? At about 12:30, I fell asleep. Jody comes in the room. Baby, you know it's an hour before kickoff. Oh, man. I get up. I freshen myself up. Jody's in the kitchen cooking. She brings the snacks, and the 49ers bring the thunder. Jody gives me a kiss after the game, and she says, you know your football. I'm like, told you. I only saw one word from Victor Locke. Damn.
Yeah.
The only word I saw from Victor after that ass whooping, my Niners put on Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins. Damn.
I think you and I actually talked after that game, and I think I left a message to the regards of where the hell was Minnesota?
They didn't show up. They were still in the mountains somewhere.
You know what? All my friends sent me a message and said, you got to get Paul Allen's reactions to that game. I searched for 3 hours to find clips of Paul Allen calling that game and couldn't find it. I found Greg Papa's clips with no problem. Didn't find anything with Paul, and bless Paul Allen. I love Paul Allen. Man, I know where I've been, where he's been. Okay,
Paul Allen is not subjecting himself to that mess.
Listen, I've been where Paul Allen has been. Michigan City, 2018. Hello, semi-state game. We were up 10-7 after 1 and lost 35-10. Been there, okay? And I got a funny story to share about that after the break. But Russell Wilson, you're done, you're cooked, and nobody, and the Snowman means nobody will take a chance on you ever again. And if they do, they're foolish.
Yes, they are.
They
Wilson.
are quite foolish.
Don't worry.
Wilson.
Carolina will take them.
Yeah, probably. But Russell Wilson, you're fired.
You're fired. And I'll just say it the Cole Johnson way. You fired. And
Back
you'll never
after
get
this.
another, and you'll never be employed by the NFL again.
Don't worry. He'll get picked up by Carolina.
Now you can go
They
bend
need somebody.
They need somebody.
I'm gonna say something that'll totally ruffle some feathers in the pop culture, and I don't pay attention to pop culture, but my statement is simple. Now you can go bend the knee to Sierra and have your balls hung over your head again.
Ooh.
That's Snowman's take.
Damn.
What is yours?
We said we're going to be spicy. We didn't say we were using habanero sauce.
Hey, I got some Chipotle sauce in the fridge. I'll go
I
get
went
it. We'll be back after this.
I went Carolina Reaper with that last one.
Whoa.
Because I'll save that for an unfiltered hour 2 after this.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Hello there.
Does this tell you the mood? Does this tell you the mood I'm in today?
Does this tell you the mood I'm in today?
Welcome to Hour 2, everybody.
Hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning is presented by SeatGeek. March Madness is on the way, and if you're heading to Arizona to see the Final Four, let old Snowman help you with the power of SeatGeek. With just a few taps on your phone, you can find the best seats for all of your entertainment. Download the app, pick your seats that you want at State Farm Stadium in Glendale. And most importantly, use the code Snowman Multimedia for $20 off of your first purchase. That's only with the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. To the Fanatics feedback zone, and I love this comment from Ryan McCoffey. That wasn't habanero Vikalaah. That was the merciless pepper. I can't pronounce the name. Grown by the inmates of a Guatemalan insane asylum.
Quetzalcoatengo.
One more time.
Quetzalcoatengo. Yep.
Well, find the lie.
No.
None.
No way found.
Find the damn lie. That's all I got to say. Find the lie. Damn it.
Someone cue Maury Povich, please.
You're telling the truth.
Thank you. Matter of fact, oh, here I go ruffling feathers again. Here's what I think of that relationship, and I'll come to the next subject. Thank you, Sensei Drew, for that.
Bowling you ugly.
Thank you, Sensei Drew, for that. All right. Hour 2. Oh, hell. I ain't going to be able to help it.
Here we go.
You know, let's stay with Russell Wilson. When he came into the NFL, he was good. Okay?
Yeah. He was serviceable.
I
don't know if I'd say good. He was serviceable.
Seattle actually had a front seven that could block worth a damn.
Exactly. He had a front seven.
And Pete Carroll, in the latter half of his Seattle career, Pete Carroll never put a line in front of him.
He had a decent arm. He had good legs.
And that's what got him by.
You know what he reminds me of?
Oh, no.
A young Dak Prescott. Unfortunately, now he looks like current Dak Prescott.
Victor, you're not going to like me for this.
Ain't nobody calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, are you still involved?
What the hell was that?
Ladies and gentlemen,
listen.
Please facepalm and groan as we listen to the national anthem of the Moronic Republic of Cowboys Nation, as sung by now the artist known as Tyrone Alize McDummy, otherwise known as Tam.
Tam.
Oh, Tam.
Thank you, Cole John. Let me explain that. Let me explain that one. Cole found that one day.
And I was here.
Yes. I was talking to Victor. Cole was at work, but he usually checks in with us.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he pushed that button and that showed up. I fell out of my chair. And I asked the same question that the big dog asked. What the hell was that?
I asked that same question. In fact, my exact words were, "Open it, please."
Let me find it. In fact, Victor's exact words were, quote,
"What in the Jack Daniel Jones was that?"
Close quote.
I'm gonna need some Jack Daniels after seeing that.
The draw Jack Daniels Jones.
I think a lot of people are gonna need. I think a lot of Cowboy fans are gonna need some Jack Daniels after the last 2 years, 3 years.
I need ibuprofen.
It's about to be 4 years.
Oh man! All right.
Damn!
Damn! Thank
Yes,
you, Ron
Ryan.
Simmons.
Yes, Ryan. He is Dak with a ring.
Yes. 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 You know, while we're on the subject of Russell Wilson, 2019, last game of the year, last game of the regular season. Let me say that. Last game of the regular season, Seahawks and 49ers. My wife said, "Baby, we got to go to bed." Like, honey, Sunday Night Football. Who's playing? Seahawks and 49ers. Gosh.
Yep.
She says, "What are the stakes?" And Jody just looked at me. What are the stakes? If the Niners win, they're the NFC West champions, and they get the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
If Seattle wins, my wife interrupts me. Skip that. Turn the game on.
Right.
She said, turn the game on. She said, turn the game on. All right. Unfortunately for my beautiful wife, she was just so exhausted, she passed out.
Fair enough.
All right. Me, I passed out for a while, and then I woke up in the fourth quarter with us holding a 5-point lead, Russell Wilson trying to pull off a miracle, and Dre Greenlaw, who was a rookie at the time, made the play of all plays and stopped their fullback from getting in the end zone. And I heard, because I turned up the volume on my phone, San Francisco will take over on downs, and I screamed into my pillow, and Jody didn't move. I was so surprised. I said, well, Russell Wilson, you're finished. Next day, we go to work, because we worked at Amazon at the time. Next day, we go to work. I have Seahawk fans, bless their hearts, glaring at me.
I'm sure they were. They in purgatory right now. I'm sure they were glaring.
Ryan McCarthy, as we stay in the Fanatics feedback zone. Speaking of cuts, the Jets will be releasing tight end CJ Uzomah. Who? Yeah, exactly. Who in the vital blue, yellow-bellied, red-blooded hell is CJ Uzomah?
I'm afraid. From now on, whenever at VLock83 and at Drew Willingham are on the show, I'll be making some Village People references. Why?
Oh, dear God, why?
I am afraid.
Oh, Jesus.
And I guess I need to address something in the Fanatic feedback zone. A friend of mine who decided to drop in, who's actually been helping my boy Droid and I doing some cross-streaming on her Twitch channel, Miss Genevieve Noso, has decided to, she's going to bonk me later when I'm in a Discord call with her, because I'm also the announcer on her Twitch stream. So shout out Miss Yoso. Thank you for everything. Just to clear that up for everybody.
Yoso, how you doing? Subscribe to both Snowman Multimedia YouTube channels. If I can figure out a way to make one quick transfer, then I can fully launch the second channel. Let me put the link to the channel up there. While I look for that, this Thursday, Next Level Sports with Trey Larkins makes its return after a 4-year absence. Trey Larkins will join me at the top of hour 1 as we talk all kinds of sports, and I roast him about his love for Kyrie Irving. And I do it kiddingly, very kiddingly, of course. That's Thursday, hour 1, here on Snowman in the Morning. Now, all hail Jason Kelce, who announced his retirement yesterday. I watched that press conference. I watched all 41 minutes of that press conference and wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Understandable.
For sure.
You know who Jason Kelce reminds me of? Randy Cross.
I can see that.
I can too.
Jason was just a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger than Randy Cross, but they both played the hell out of center. But this is all about Jason Kelce. Man, if there was anyone besides Clyde Simmons back in the day, besides Reggie White back in the day, besides Randall Cunningham, because Jalen Hurts doesn't define Philadelphia, in my opinion. That'll be the second half of this conversation.
Uh-oh.
If anyone defines the Philadelphia Eagles, wait, give me this button. If anybody, I mean it. Eagles fans are not going to like me for this, but I gotta be real. If anyone defines this song,
to victory. E-A-T-L-E-S, Eagles!
it was Jason Kelce.
Yeah, not wrong.
It was Jason Kelce.
Definitely
He was
not
the
wrong.
grit, the heart. He was the grit, the heart, and soul of the latter part of the Philadelphia Eagles. He spent his entire 13-year career, 13 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles. And brother, he went through a lot from his development in middle school and high school to meet. And he talked about meeting his wife and talked about his career. Man, if anybody, I mean this, defines the Philadelphia Eagles as Jason Kelce. It ain't Jalen Hurts. It ain't A.J. Brown. Hell, it ain't DeAndre Swift. And I think DeAndre Swift's going to be gone. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles, let's just stay with the Philadelphia Eagles as we pay tribute to Jason Kelce and discuss some of the problems of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think Cool McCain will be proud of me for saying this. Jason Kelce, we love you. You got your ring when you beat the Patriots in a 1,000-yard offensive show in Minnesota.
It was
a 1,000-yard. For those of you who didn't see it, go watch Super Bowl 52. It was a 1,000-yard show. 1,000-yard offensive show. Brady set the record that will never be touched for passing yards in the Super Bowl game, and I believe the number is 505. Ryan, if you can confirm that for me, I appreciate it. Ryan McCarthy, our live research maven. I think the number's 505 that Brady threw for in Super Bowl 52. Nick Foles threw for 369, and who was snapping the ball to him? Jason Kelce. Who was the heart and soul of that offensive line? Jason Kelce. Trey Thomas and the rest of those guys, who kept them all in line? Jason Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
The big caveman, as Sick Diggy says, Jason Kelce, defined the grit, the personality, the grind, and the attitude,
the heart,
of the Philadelphia Eagles.
By the way, can't confirm 505 from Brady.
505. That's what I thought. Man, I just saw Brady slinging the ball all over the place. I didn't pay attention to the graphics they had on the screen, but when I looked at the final numbers and saw Brady threw for 500 yards, I'm like, what?
He was lighting them up. In the
Yeah,
second.
he was. Yeah, he was. Both quarterbacks were lighting up. I think that's the most passing yards in the Super Bowl game. 884 passing yards. I think my math is off, but 884 passing yards. Brady 28 of 48, 505 yards, 3 touchdowns. Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, Big Dog, for confirming it. But I highlight that game. The only ring that Jason Kelce got in his 13 years, he made another Super Bowl appearance, of course, Super Bowl 57. He was the center that communicated everything to the line and to his teammates. He's from being basically a walk-on with the Eagles to being the captain.
Yep.
Period. To being the veteran that kept everybody in line.
Locker room leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He did the one thing that even Donovan F. McNabb couldn't do. He gave that team soul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like Donovan McNabb, but
yes,
absolutely
yes,
correct.
Yes. He gave that team heart, grit, and soul. 879. I was off by 5. 373 for Nick Foles. I incorrectly said 379. Trey Bennett with 1 yard passing for a touchdown. Of course, that was the Philly special. But Jason Kelce gave that team everything in 13 years. Any quarterback he snapped the ball to, he was there. Nick Foles.
He barely missed the game.
Barely missed the game. Didn't miss a beat when they changed quarterbacks. Barely missed a beat. Barely missed a beat.
Sounds like work ethic. Sounds like something that's been missing in the NBA.
Sounds like something missing. Sounds like something missing with the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, did I say that?
Ooh.
Woof.
Ooh.
Find the lie. Find the damn lie.
I think the biggest issue for the Eagles this past year wasn't necessarily work ethic. It was more so Sirianni. Or as cute, as Cool calls him, Silianni.
Nick Skinny Jeans Silianni.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Silly Jeans Silianni.
Skinny Jeans Silianni. But yeah, like this. Jason Kelce just had heart. He was a man.
Jason Kelce has something that LeBron James will never have. Nerve.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did I say that aloud?
Oh, the bronze sexuals are going to feast tonight.
They're going to cry tomorrow. I got to tell you, they're going to be crying tomorrow.
They're going to hate my ass tomorrow.
They're going to hate my ass now when I say good luck making the playoffs.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna hate my ass. Look. Eagles fans are not gonna like me, and I say that with all the love in my heart. When I say Jalen Hurts has regressed, and the reason ain't Jason Kelce. Oops.
I'll tell you why he's regressed. Lack of play calling.
Yep.
Yep.
The play calling was not in his favor. Silianni really hurt him.
Dear.
And the gross misuse of DeAndre Swift this past year, which is why I think he's gone. He should be gone because that team has not used him well. They have not utilized him the way they should be.
Exactly.
Can I get a witness?
Because Snowman, I told you last year before he went to the Eagles that he's going to be the one that helps the Lions get to prominence with his ability to play.
And it turned out it was David Montgomery who did that.
Just think about this. DeAndre Swift and Montgomery together on the same team.
And no Jahmyr Gibbs. No fumbleitis. Oops.
Youch.
Oops.
You thought Thomas Jones and Cedric Benson all over again?
Uh-huh.
It'd be a battle to hit who hits 1,000 yards first.
Right.
Yep. Roger Craig and Wendell Tyler. Can I get a witness? Roger Craig and Wendell Tyler.
Amen.
For you, Victor, Walter Payton and Matt Suey.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I'm going there. I'm going all the way there.
You should.
Jason Kelce, we love you. God bless you in your retirement. And God bless you in your life as you now have time to spend with your family.
Yep. He earned
Here's
it.
to you, Kelce.
Salute to you, Jason. Now, it is time to begin a very uncomfortable conversation, Eagles fan.
Oh, dear.
When I say the following sentence, Jalen Hurts ain't going to be the same ever again.
Nope.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and say it. People ain't going to like me, but I don't care. And No. Let me stop lying. I don't hate saying this. In fact, I said this when he came in from Alabama. Jalen Hurts is finished.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe
Sad
it.
but true.
Jalen Hurts is done of oos.
I want to give him another year, but man, not under
No.
Sirianni.
He's
No.
not going to have a year with Sirianni.
Not under Sirianni. No, and hell no. He had 3 years to prove he was going to be the leader of that Philadelphia offense. Now, part of the problem this past year was Brian Johnson's dumbass calling the plays. Can I get a witness?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Amen to that one.
Can I get a witness? The other problem is the fact that they had and we saw this draft night, Victor.
Mm-hmm.
They traded for a bell cow running back.
Yes, they did.
And didn't use him.
And
did not use him at all.
And they started using him in the beginning. And that's why they were winning.
Anybody remember the game against the Minnesota Vikings and Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins?
Mm-hmm.
He ran for 172 yards. I think that's the number. Ryan, confirm that for me. Thursday night game this past year, Vikings at Eagles. I think DeAndre 28 carries, 172 yards. I might be off, but I want a confirmation of that. You realize he only had one other 100-yard game after that?
How many carries?
In that game, 28.
No, I'm talking about like after that game, because it doesn't seem like after that they didn't use him. He probably maybe only had like 7 or 8 touches per game.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, the leading rusher in the NFL this past year,
CMC,
had the least amount of touches, and yet he ran for 1,400 yards. Go, Shane.
Swift 28 for $175.
$175. Okay, thank you. We actually do research on this program, ladies and gentlemen. we actually look up and confirm anything that's spat out.
Well, we'll do better than Nick Wrong.
And we do what the other shows won't do.
We do what the other shows don't do or won't do. More on that at the tail end of the program. Both of y'all are doing your job. Ryan and Shane, both of y'all are doing your job, and I appreciate you both. But they depended on screen passes and Jalen Hurts running.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody see anything wrong with this picture?
There's a lot of problems there.
Where do we begin?
They basically were running almost a Cam Newton-esque type of offense.
Scam Newton. Thank you, Jay Spivey.
Find a lie.
Say it again.
Find a lie. The second half, the Eagles employed an almost Cam Newton-esque type of offense. A lot of read option, a couple of screens, and a lot of running by the quarterback.
Scam. Oh, scam. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
I mean, the fact of the matter is you're going to end up burning your quarterback out doing that, and that end up hurting Jalen down the road.
And you're going to get him hurt.
And it's going to hurt Dak Prescott too, but we'll discuss that at a later time.
That already has hurt him.
Mm-hmm. Jalen Hurts has regressed because he's running entirely too damn much. They didn't lean on DeAndre Swift, and the only reason they got by with it and got to Super Bowl 57 is because they had an offensive coordinator in Shane Steichen who was competent. Now, I want to ask a question of the panel and of the chat. And I'll begin with the big dog. How far has Jalen Hurts regressed, in your opinion?
they're never going to win a playoff game the way he's going right now.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn.
You know what? Give me that damn camera a second.
Hold on. All right. Take it.
Jalen Hurts, the way he's going right now, is never going to win another playoff game because they're using him way too much, relying on his legs. If you have a quarterback that can move like Jalen Hurts can move, you save the weaponry as a surprise factor for later in the game. You don't show your cards early. But wait a minute. Who's running the offense there? Sirianni. There's a bigger problem. Get him out from running the offense. Save Jalen Hurts to be able to actually use his legs later in the games and quit running this damn RPO offense. You got running backs that can actually do their job.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on them. Establish your running game with your running backs. Let Jalen, if he has to, nickel and dime the way down the field. You got guys that can break 15, 20 yards on a run.
Mm-hmm.
Let Jalen go deep if he has to from time to time. But until they figure out their offense, they're not winning a playoff game. Plain and simple.
Now give me this camera.
Get it out of here.
Jalen Hurts, you're finished. Plain and simple. You're cooked. You're done. You don't have the nuts to run a multi-talented offense. I'm sorry. Did I say that aloud? What's up, Droid? Droid. Jalen Hurts is a... Let me see. How does my wife put it? Oh, yeah. Jalen Hurts is a cooked piece of meat. He's done. Finito in the sun. Until they get an offensive coordinator that actually is competent and knows how to design, run, and most importantly, and this is the word Shane used on Sunday a lot, execute an offense. The Philadelphia Eagles are in full-on rebuild mode. Period. Because DeAndre Swift is gone. A.J. Brown's going to leave. Who else? Julio Jones, get him out of there. This past season, the Eagles started 10-1. 10-1. And I got a challenge for Droid. The best center in the league now is Jake Brendel. And I'm doing that just out of pure fun.
Nice.
I'm doing this just out of pure, unadulterated fun. You had the weapons, Philadelphia. The underlined and capitalized word in bold print, had. When we cover the draft this year, and we are going to cover the entire draft, I've made the decision.
I'm in.
We're going to cover all 7 rounds of the draft. And among other reasons, just to find out who Mr. Irrelevant is. Brock Purdy, hello. Yeah, it's between Creed Humphrey and Jake Brendel, the 2 leaders of the offense, and I think the Niners are going to retool their offense. We'll get to that later. Until they find an offensive coordinator that will not stick his hands in the head coach's pie. Pie!
Pie.
I love you for that.
Well, it's either I go that road or talk about the people's pie.
Can't
The
do that
people's
with
pie.
Can't do that with Jalen Hurts. Oh, did I say that?
Ouch!
Jeez.
It's spicy today.
Yeah, it is.
I told y'all I'm fully caffeinated today. And as soon as I get done interviewing my guests for tomorrow, I'm blowing up this office. I'm feeling good. Anyway.
Let's get it.
Anyway. And the way I feel right now, we say things that the big time sports shows won't say. Not even Colin Cowherd's crazy.
ESPN.
Oof.
Hawk Sports. I never thought Well, actually, I did when Jalen Hurts switched colleges from Alabama because Tua Tagovailoa beat him out, and we'll have a conversation tomorrow about Tua, to his time with the Eagles. I'm going to say this just like this. It's time for Philadelphia to draft a new quarterback.
Not wrong. Not wrong at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for Philadelphia to go in a different direction. Just like it's time for the Chicago Bears to go in a totally different direction.
Yes.
You want to know what Philadelphia's problem has been? The best years they had at quarterback was Donovan. They've been trying to replace it ever since.
Oh, I'll go one step further. Their best years they had at quarterback was Randall Cunningham. But they didn't know what to do with him.
Easily.
Find the damn lie. Find the lie. Their best days featured Randall frickin' Cunningham.
You're not wrong.
And they didn't know how to use him.
Mm-hmm.
No, they really didn't.
They didn't know how to use him. Dumbass.
Pretty much.
And that's going to hurt him again.
It's going to hurt him for a long time.
Yep.
Trivia question for Snowman. Who was the first Mr. Irrelevant to play in a Super Bowl? This is a homer guess, but I'll say it. Brock Purdy. I think I'm totally wrong with that guess, but I'll try it anyway. Now listen. Philadelphia, blow it up. Send Sirianni packing. Okay? You send Nick Sirianni. Here's how you fix the problem. And I know Cool McCain does a much better job of breaking this down because his team is the Philadelphia Eagles. Bless him. But I am looking at this totally from an outsider standpoint, looking in. Okay? The two teams I follow, the Colts and the 49ers. You all know that. But from an outsider standpoint, you push the plunger and blow it up. Nick Sirianni, you fired. That's the first thing. Jalen Hurts, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. A.J. Brown, Julio Jones. Who's the other super? Devontae Smith. Bye. You fumble too much. Find the lie.
You fumble too much.
It's Marty Moore, who played for New England in Super Bowl 31. Okay. I knew I was wrong.
Even I didn't know that, and I'm a Patriots fan.
I didn't either.
Look, it's pretty simple. I say this to the Philadelphia Eagles, and I also say this to the Chicago Bears. Push the plunger and blow it up.
Please.
Okay? You drafted a
Chicago.
quarterback that has not been serviceable at all. And yes, I said Jalen Hurts is not serviceable. Okay? Just like Justin Fields. We'll touch that after the break. And yeah, I'm going all the way there with Justin Fields. And first of all, you draft a quarterback. You get a veteran quarterback that's serviceable for about 2 years. Okay? Then you draft your future quarterback. Then your future quarterback comes in, takes over, sends the other quarterback packing. You build your quarterback room for there. But the most important thing that you build are the 5 men up front.
Yes.
What do we call them? An offensive line.
Dallas.
Chicago. Atlanta.
Carolina.
Oh, God.
Carolina needs to get sunk.
They ain't going to get sunk. They're still living off the hype of Cam Newton. But I ain't the one to gossip, even though I'm a former resident of North Carolina. But you ain't heard that from me. Oh, scam.
Man had his own Royal Rumble, him versus like 7 other people.
Stupid. Absolutely freaking stupid. Solo Rumble. I'm disabled and I can win that solo rumble just by clotheslining the hell out of everybody. JBL, thank you.
I'll be at the desk for that, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be pulling Jim Ross duty.
Mm-hmm.
By God, it's a slobber knocker.
Now get this camera away from me. That's how you fix the Philadelphia Eagles. Blow it up and start over from the offensive line out. Speaking of an uncomfortable conversation,
oh dear,
and I know I'm totally calling an audible. I'm going to my hometown. I'm going to my hometown, and Victor's going to help me. Justin Fields, you're next. After this,
you're next.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
My wife's voice. I can listen. I can listen to that all day. Anyway, welcome back to Snowman in the Morning. Are you a Houston Cougars fan? How about a South Carolina women's basketball fan? Well, it doesn't matter which team you choose. You can support them with Fanatics, the ultimate place for gear and apparel. Log on to snowmanmultimedia.com/Fanatics. I will continue to build that page today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. Visit snowmanmultimedia.com/Fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything. Droid's in the house with us. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Ryan McCoffey with us. Sick Diggy. Everybody in the Fanatics feedback zone. The Big Dog and Vikalaah with us.
My God, that's Jason Kelce's music.
Yep. Yep. Speaking of Jason Kelce's music, one more time for those of us in the cheap seats at Old Veteran Stadium. You know what, Droid? You have brought up some very wonderful points. Overhyped quarterback going first overall. Trevor Lawrence, but Trevor Lawrence is learning. Caleb Williams, who ain't going to do a damn thing. All right? Drake May, Zach Wilson, anybody? Huh? A Heisman winner who was only looking good because of their receivers, Justin Fields, Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels ain't going to do a damn thing either. Oh, did I say that aloud? Mac Jones, J.J. McCarthy. No, Droid, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
I'm a Pats fan, and I'll say you're not wrong.
You're not wrong at all.
Far from it. Mac has not lived up to the hype of what he had coming in.
Not even close.
Crispy mac and cheese is what I call him. He wasn't even all that in Alabama. Find the lie.
At least he was an improvement over Scam Newton.
Oh, dear God.
Yes, remember, we had him briefly.
Yeah, it was
very
briefly.
Very briefly. And thank God it was brief.
You're telling me.
Thank God. Thank the Lord that it was brief.
Yeah.
Because if it was longer than a year, Bill Belichick would have walked mid-season.
Oh, easily.
Bill Belichick would have walked, and Bill Belichick hasn't done a darn thing since Tom Brady left. Oops.
I could agree with that. I'll actually agree with that. I mean, it shows how important Brady was to the system Belichick had.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't plug anyone else in to run it, and he tried to. Problem is, it failed.
Miserably.
Yeah, absolutely horribly. I mean, come on. This is the worst seasons we had since Brady got injured in 2008. We had, Matt Castle running the show?
And at least Matt Castle got you 10 wins.
Mm-hmm.
And a trip to the playoffs.
Absolutely.
But
I think someone hacked my Facebook.
Why?
Because I reset my password 5 separate times and nothing. An unexpected error. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and make this announcement right now. I am blowing up my Facebook page, and I'm gonna do another one. So,
okay,
y'all be patient with me, okay?
While we're dealing with that, how about we talk a little bit?
While I'm dealing with that, we're gonna deal with that. While we're dealing with that, we're going to begin another very uncomfortable conversation, and everybody is gonna get a piece of this.
This ain't uncomfortable at all.
I love you, Victor.
Hey, that's why I got a new gaming chair. I needed comfort for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to get mine when I'm allowed to drive again and move around in my office besides using this wheelchair. But the wheelchair is necessary for my foot to heal. Justin Fields, have a seat. Now I'm going to make the fellas laugh. Give me this camera. Justin Fields, you suck.
Wow.
Straight to the jugular.
That's where we're starting this one off, huh?
Straight to the jugular.
No nonsense.
Justin Fields, you suck. You can't do anything right. You don't want to do anything right. Hell, for that matter, why in the hell are the Bears entrusting you with an offense that's about as archaic as the 1980 Atlanta Falcons?
Scapegoat, because everyone knows that the scapegoat's going to be Justin Fields.
Which brings me back to my original statement. Justin Fields, you suck.
Well, the thing is that the Bears have not given him any chance to be good. Look at what the Bears have done.
Jim McMahon, anyone?
Look at what the Bears have given him. What have the Bears really given him to help Justin Fields progress in his career?
A headache.
More, and that's it.
You know what? Thank you, Victor, for that. I think I'm going to relinquish the camera and have everybody in on this one. I said it draft night, and I will say it again. And a shout to Genevieve in the UK. We are internationally syndicated. Shout to my boy, our boy Sick Diggy up in Norway.
Oh, my brother.
I said this draft night, and I will say it again. You want Justin Fields to get better. True or false?
Yes.
You want Justin Fields to be the captain of your offense. True or false?
Yes, again.
You mortgaged your future, which should have included a running back
which should have included an offensive line.
That too. For DJ Moore.
Yep.
What in the blue hell were they thinking?
They weren't.
They weren't. Just like the Minnesota Vikings weren't thinking giving Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins an extension. But that's an uncomfortable conversation we'll have toward the draft. This is for Larry. You like that? I couldn't help it. That joke was sitting right there. I couldn't help it.
It's not that.
Teed up.
What irks me about the Bears
Yes,
is they will. I want Justin Fields to succeed or fail on his own merit.
Yep.
If he fails, but he was given every opportunity, fine. Then I
So
can
be it.
give the moniker of him just sucking.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't, as an organization, hamper the growth of your supposed franchise quarterback, and then throw your hands in like we had nothing to do with it.
That's a load of BS.
You set him up to fail.
Which brings me to Matt Eberflus.
Eberflus.
Good.
Oh, I think I know what happened. I think Meta is down.
Oh.
I think I know what happened. I'll keep y'all updated on that. Look, Maddie, first of all, what the hell is an Eberflus? Give me this camera. First of all, what the hell is an Eberflus? Second of all, why do you have a former defensive coordinator calling the offense? Wait, that's Luke Getsy. I got that wrong. Sorry. That was Luke Getsy. I want Justin Fields to be out of the league, Larry. He doesn't belong. He doesn't work hard. He doesn't want to play hard. Oops. Justin Fields sucks.
See,
End of story.
I don't necessarily agree. Because again, he has no weapons. He has nothing.
He's got no weapons on his own.
He's got no front.
All he has all he has are his legs.
So
and when someone takes those out from under him, he's cooked. Hell,
right.
He's cooked now.
So the question is, what is he supposed to do? What is he supposed to do with no weapons, no protection, nothing but his legs? What is he supposed to do?
See, me and Victor are going to constantly fight over this, and I love the fight that we have. What is he supposed to do? What Kyler Murray's supposed to do? Stick his face in the playbook and get better.
But he still has no weapons. He still has no protection. You can look at the playbook all you want. If
Look,
will you quit
confusing me with logic?
I'm a diplomat, okay?
I know. You're a diplomat. I'm not. I trust. Wait. Let me do this. Victor's a diplomat. I'm not. I trust my 4 eyes, okay? And my 4 eyes tell me, give me this dog on camera, please. My 4 eyes tell me Justin Fields is a has-been, washed up, a was-been, done, finito, cooked.
Well, he can't be a has-been because he never was just yet.
And he ain't gonna be. Take the camera back.
What were you saying? What were you saying, Shane?
How exactly is he supposed to do anything when he's got a front five that give up 3-4 sacks a game?
Exactly.
How did you describe them, Victor? 300
They're
pound
Walmart mannequins. 300-pound Walmart mannequins. Oh, I'm sorry, JC Penney mannequins. They upgraded from Walmart to JC Penney.
And JC Penney is about to bite the damn dust.
They can't stop a cool breeze.
What does that tell you?
Okay,
a Snowman can get a sack on Justin Fields with that offensive line.
And
I'm not the Snowman, a Snowman.
Let's put it this way.
And I'm disabled, damn it.
Let's put it this way. Justin Fields has been sacked 135 times in his career.
Yes.
That's entirely.
They've had no front five.
That's entirely too many sacks for him to take. And you think Cole Kmet's going to be the answer? Hell no. Which brings me off of Justin Fields to Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Give me this. Caleb Williams, you blow chunks. You're not ready. You have no skills mentally whatsoever to be the number 1 overall draft pick. You're going to suffer the same fate as Justin Fields. You're going to suffer the same fate as Jalen Hurts. Hell, you regressed before you even got drafted. And you letting your father get in your ear, which is LeVar Ball 2.0.
Oh, no.
God help us all.
We do not need that.
Unfortunately, we're going to have it. Because Caleb's going to wind up, just because of popularity alone, being the top overall pick. I see this coming. All right? Unless the Bears actually get smart. And we're talking about the Chicago Bears, so y'all know how that sentence ends.
Right. We are talking about the Chicago Bears.
Exactly. Just like later on, we're going to be talking about the Chicago Cubs.
Hey-o!
Yeah, I'm throwing haymakers today.
I'm here for it.
I mean, Caleb Williams. Okay. I want the Dawg and Vikalaah to fasten their seatbelts for my next sentence.
Oh, hell, where's my 5-point harness?
All right. And I'm going to bring the camera out because y'all see the smile on the big dog's face. My next sentence is as follows. Caleb Williams, you have nothing to offer any NFL team.
You're not wrong.
No.
I'll go one step further. You have nothing to offer any UFL team.
Ow. Ow.
Matter of fact, Caleb Williams, you have nothing to offer physically, mentally to any football team, no matter what the league, no matter what the division, because you couldn't offer it to USC. After you kicked ass at Oklahoma, you decide to take your talents, whatever the hell they are, and go west to California. The California weather fried your brain. I don't mean that literally. Let me change my sentence. The California weather fried your football brain. Because quite honestly, you didn't do a damn thing at USC.
Nope, you didn't.
You were supposed to show up and show out against Notre Dame, and they kicked your ass. All right?
Badly.
You were supposed to show up and show out against UCLA, and they put a foot in your ass. Give me this camera. You were supposed to show up and show out against Utah. And you only had 5 good plays in that game, and all of them came in the fourth quarter. And what happened? Your team let you down, surrendered the game-winning field goal because defensively, they couldn't keep their wits about themselves. Not 1, but 2 personal fouls on Utah's final drive allowed them to walk off. And what do we see instead of you shaking hands saying good game? You sulking. You are not built. Listen, I know this can all change, and this is all purely opinion. I understand that, and I get that. But Caleb Williams, you ain't worth it.
In all fairness, when the hell did USC ever have a good defensive line?
1980.
Point proven.
Thank you. Hell, let's go one step further. When did USC ever have a good offensive line? Because they certainly didn't have it when Matt Barkley was the quarterback. They sure as hell didn't have it. I cannot think of his name right now.
Sanchez?
Leinart.
Matt Leinart, yep.
Leinart, Sanchez, Williams. What was the problem? No offensive line. Even though Leinart won a Heisman Trophy, I still don't know how the hell that happened.
Point being, Williams, yeah, there's a problem here.
Caleb Williams, you ain't got it. Okay?
Whatever it is, you don't have it.
And you ain't going to get it either.
Whatever it is, you don't have it.
There is absolutely no it factor when it comes to him.
Right.
There is. I'd love to see it.
We'll be waiting a while.
About 11 years.
If that.
Because there's no it factor with Caleb Williams. None. N-U-N-N. Kendrick, N-U-N-N. None. You understand that?
Well, all I'll say is this. We did say the same thing about CJ. We said the exact same thing about CJ Stroud.
Oh, CJ Stroud proved me wrong. I will admit that aloud. Cole Johnson, Coach Dante, CJ Stroud definitely proved me wrong. And I welcome that. I welcome that.
So before anyone start calling us all haters and everything, Caleb has a opportunity to prove everybody wrong.
Absolutely.
Will he? That remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever it is, Caleb ain't got it right now. At least not from what we've seen.
Nope.
Which leads me to my final statement before I extinguish the hot seat. My final 3 statements. Caleb Williams, you suck as a quarterback. You're a diva. You have nothing to offer. I'll get to him in a minute. You suck as a quarterback, Caleb Williams. You're a diva. You have nothing to offer. You're going to wind up being the number 1 pick. Congratulations. I just hope you can prove yourself, which I don't think you will. Matter of fact, I draw a comparison, and y'all know how I am with comparisons. They get wilder and wider as the show goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams equals Russell Wilson equals Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins.
Yeah.
Equals Mac Jones. Equals Mac Jones.
Equals Scam Newton.
And to finish off this 5-part equation equals Jalen Hurts. See you later. So how'd y'all like the opening statement?
That works. That works.
Well, find a lie.
There's
He never will do a doggone thing. It's like Victor said. Justin Fields, Caleb Williams, you got a chance to prove me wrong. Hell, Justin Fields had 3 years.
He had 3 years.
Okay,
Again,
and he hasn't proven me wrong yet.
I think the thing with Justin Fields, he needs to find a new team.
Yeah,
who said he don't go somewhere else? Well, that's the thing.
I can tell you exactly who's going to take him.
Carolina.
I can tell you exactly who's going. No, not Carolina. Y'all are going to laugh when I say this suggestion. The Atlanta Falcons.
No.
No. Look at Shane's. Look at the look on Shane's face.
No.
Nope.
Who they got now? Carr?
Watch.
Who they got now? Carr?
Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder. They're gonna take their chances with Ridder. They are not gonna. They're not gonna.
No, they won't.
They're not gonna foreclose on that.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet a big fat slice of pizza that somehow Atlanta's gonna swing a trade for Justin 3-cent Fields.
They'd be foolish to do so. They'd be
I know
foolish to
that.
do so.
You know that. Listen. You know that. I know that.
I'm looking at desperate teams. The 2 teams that I think
Atlanta's desperate.
Atlanta's not.
Atlanta's desperate. Oh, yes, they are. Desperate. I'll tell you why they're that desperate. They don't know how to use Bijan Robinson.
I'll give you another team that's desperate. I'm going to be a homer for a minute. New England.
New England, I can see because you can't do worse than Mac Jones.
Okay.
Facts.
I'm gonna push back with one statement. Actually, I'll put it in the form of a question when it comes to the Patriots. Who runs the team?
It was Belichick.
Yeah, it was Belichick.
No. Go a little higher. Go a little higher.
Kraft.
Yep. I rest my case.
The 2 teams.
I rest my case.
In my opinion, the 2 teams that are foolish enough and desperate enough are Carolina and Arizona. Because they're trying to get away from Kyler Murray as quickly as possible.
That ain't going to happen for two reasons. One, they paid him.
Yeah.
Two, they think he's good. And Kyler Murray
Call
has
of Duty,
sucked.
maybe.
Listen, Kyler Murray has sucked since his days at Oklahoma.
At Call of Duty, maybe. He may be good. Not at
Watch
football.
Droid, do me a favor and watch the language in the chat, buddy, okay? That's all I ask, and I have to tell myself that is to watch the language. Now, Arizona's not getting away from Kyler Murray because they paid him
too much.
The same. While we're talking about quarterbacks, I'll tell you a quarterback who got paid and is not going to do a damn thing for the length of his contract.
And that is.
Does the name Deshaun Watson mean anything to you?
Yeah.
See, I was gonna say Deshaun, but Cleveland don't have the money. I was gonna say I was gonna say Cleveland would probably go after Justin, but they're not going to get away from that max contract. That contract is an albatross.
Not only that, it's Cleveland.
It's what?
It's Cleveland.
Yeah, it's Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's Cleveland. Who the hell would want to play for Cleveland?
Pretty much.
Am I wrong?
No.
When was the last time
look,
Cleveland
I would take a
mattered?
Look, my disabled ass would take a chance to play for Carolina rather than Cleveland.
When was the last time Cleveland mattered?
2002.
Enough
Point
said.
proven. And thank you. Enough said.
Enough said. Come on.
Enough said. Oh God. I'm gonna throw a wild card of all wild card. And 1988. There you go, Ryan. 1989. The classic against the Jim Kelly and the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna throw a team out there, and I'm probably gonna get punched in the face. I'll throw two teams out there that could take a chance on Justin Fields.
Which ones?
I really shouldn't do this, but screw it. One, the New York Jets.
Oof.
And two, the New York Giants.
Oof.
James. That is the only time I will make Shane walk off the set.
You're about to summon Wise.
I will take that back. I will gladly take that back. I will gladly take that back. I will gladly take that back.
You just brought the fighting Irish out of coffee.
I made for the first time in 12 years, I made Shane walk off the set. 12 years we've been friends. 12 years, and I made him throw his headset and walk off the set.
I'm about to say, you about to summon Wise. You about to summon Wise. You about to fight Irish out of McCoffee.
I know. Espresso McCoffee is going to make an appearance. You know what? Let's do that. I take it back. I take it back.
Lord.
I truly take that back. I got a question. Is anybody else having trouble with Facebook right now, or is it just me?
I don't really use Facebook all that much, so
no, I'm about to leave Facebook myself, but this is like really bugging me. This is really bugging me. Okay, so I'll take the Jets out of the equation. I'll take the Giants out of the equation, but I will stay east.
Oh no.
Facebook is down. Thank you, Droid. Thank you.
So
all meta services are down. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Y'all ready?
Okay.
A team that would be dumb enough to take a chance on Justin Fields with the same kind of problems? The Washington Redskins.
Well, I mean, they try to get rid of Sam Howell, so maybe.
Who the hell is Sam Howell? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, gracious.
I don't know, Sensei Drew would be okay
I
with
thought it
that.
was just me, but Facebook Facebook is down. All meta services are down. Okay, thank you, Droid. I appreciate you. Hey, Droid, where are you chatting from? Want to shout you out properly. 13 after the hour. We're in the midst of hour 3, having fun with two of my homies, the big dog Shane Lake and Vikalaah, Victor Locke. And we're talking landing spots of Justin Fields. Now, I said the New York Jets, but then I got socked in the face by Ryan McCoffey. I said the New York Giants, and Shane Lake walked off and then hit me with a body splash. Oh, he hit me with a flying elbow. Okay.
Stop, bro.
Topeka, Kansas. All right. Shout out to Droid in Topeka, Kansas. All right. Fun fact, Shane and I are both named Shane. I love it. I love it. All right. I mentioned the Washington Redskins. And yes, I'm saying it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear. I can't believe I'm going to do that. You know who could take a chance on Justin Fields?
You better
really
not.
Cause a ruckus?
You better not.
What?
You staying east?
Maybe.
Are you staying east? That's a yes or no question.
Maybe.
You better not bring him over to Dallas.
Oh, hell no. Y'all got enough problems.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't got a bell cow running back.
We ain't got a line or a running back.
You ain't got a coach
Justin
either.
Fields
Oh,
over
did I
there.
say that?
No, you right. You right. You absolutely right.
You ain't got a coach.
We have a clown for a coach.
Yeah,
No.
Pennywise the dancing clown.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah,
No.
Pennywise the dancing clown, and that's that. Okay. I dare not say Arizona because they got problems with Kyler Murray as it is. And Justin Fields will wind up being a backup and he'd bitch his way out of there.
That's true.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know a team that could use a backup?
Who?
The Buffalo Bills.
I was thinking that too. I just thought that.
Buffalo Bills.
The Bills.
Because I hate to say this for Bills fans, they haven't had a quarterback since Jim Kelly.
Yeah.
And I'm not counting Josh Allen. They haven't had a quarterback since Jim Machine Gun Kelly. Oh, wait a minute. Get out of my He said, get out. Ryan McCoffey, get out of my head, Snowman. I can't help. Hey, look, find the lie.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills.
Bills work.
You're not counting Doug Flutie either. Hell no.
Bills
Flash in
work.
the pan with Flutie Flakes and all. Flash in the pan. The Buffalo Bills have not had a quarterback since Jim Machine Gun Kelly.
Flutie wasn't all that good in New England either.
Nope. And Larry, it's not the Commanders as far as I'm concerned. When I grew up and got into football, and Victor will agree with me, it has always been and always will be the Washington Redskins.
Yep.
Same here.
Period.
And let's be honest, the Commanders is a stupid name.
Commanders suck. The Washington Commanders. Okay, here we go. Possible landing spots for Justin Fields. All right, we may as well turn this into we got about 13 minutes before break. Yeah, we may as well do it this. We
San
may
Diego?
as well do it. Hell no.
Las Vegas?
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas is an idea. Oh, you know what? Victor's going to sock me for this.
Which one?
New Orleans.
I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it.
I'll do you one better.
NFC South is needed.
Go.
Tampa Bay.
Oh
no, they're gonna try. They're gonna take the chance with Baker.
Wait a minute. If he goes to Tampa Bay, you know how much bitching Baker Mayfield would do? He'd do more bitching in Tampa than he did at Oklahoma.
Yeah, they're gonna take their chances with.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong. He'd do more bitching there. Baker Mayfield would do more bitching because he led his team to the, God help me, playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
He led his team to the playoffs in a division that shouldn't exist with a seed that shouldn't exist. All right?
I can see New Orleans.
Right or wrong?
New Orleans needs all the help.
Find the lie. Find the lie. Los Angeles Raiders, maybe.
Raiders.
Okay, I'm really gonna mess y'all up. You know who needs a backup quarterback?
Tennessee.
No, they need a starter.
Detroit.
Again, Tennessee.
They're banking. I'll get to Tennessee in a minute. I would say Denver, but we already ripped them to shreds in hour one.
There's nothing left.
We already ripped them to shreds between hours one, bridging the gap between hours 1 and 2. I'm not going to say the Cowboys because they got enough problems as it is. Mike Pennywise, the dancing clown. That should tell you everything you need to know. You know what? A Pizzle's going to get mad at me.
Oh,
the Miami
no.
Dolphins. I said backup.
Fair. And
I said backup because right now, in my eyes, Justin Fields is a backup. He ain't a starter. He's a backup. All right. Now, when I say Victor's going to hit me for this next one, he really is. Victor, the next time I go to Chicago and bring my wife and we're in Soldier Field, Victor's going to grab me and put me in a headlock and say, "Yeah, I remember that suggestion you gave me. Come here."
Which one is it?
Well, Ryan's already going to put me in a headlock for what I suggested and took back earlier.
The Jets.
No, the Jets have a whole bunch of other problems. I won't burden them with Justin Fields. Minnesota Vikings.
I was just thinking Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota Vikings.
I can see Minnesota. Because they need to get away from
where's
Chase Cousins.
Where's that button at? Where's that button at? Y'all know what I'm about to play next.
But here's the thing.
Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota has seen Justin Fields play. Why would they waste their time and possible money on getting Justin Fields?
Because it's the Vikings. Victor hated this song when we lived together in Gary.
Oh my God.
Victor hated this song because it was my alarm when we worked at Ho Chunk in Lansing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for God's sake, did I?
Hell, my wife hates this song when I use it as my alarm when we lived in Carolina. Speaking of my wife, this is a dragon that I have draped across the back of my neck because that's her nickname for me.
Mm.
Oh.
Now, speaking of Skull Vikings, before we go to break, I will say this. Dear Seriously Larry, the Vikings will never make the playoffs again.
Not wrong.
Dear Victor, Chicago Bears ain't got a shot in hell.
I know that already.
We knew that, dude. Come on.
You telling me something new?
Okay, I'll go one step further. Dear Victor, neither do the Dallas Cowboys.
Again, you telling me something new? Both teams.
Too much fun. This is too much fun.
The Cowboys have a lot to work on before they can even think about getting back to the Super Bowl. The Bears have significantly longer. They have more to worry about.
Yeah.
No lie to be found.
Dear New England Patriots, forget it.
You're not wrong. Plain and simple. You're not wrong.
Before we go to break, where's Jim Mora?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
That'll be a segment. That'll be a segment for later on in the week. In fact, we'll save that for Friday. Let's see. Chicago Bears thoughts right now.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Detroit Lions thoughts right now.
I've never been so humiliated in all my life.
You did that to yourself, Lions. I'm sorry.
Lions
Eminem
fans,
couldn't
right?
save 'em.
Wait a minute. Lions fans after the NFC Championship game.
Holy on smoke!
And
It just don't add up.
Eminem couldn't even save him.
Really, he couldn't.
He sure couldn't. Oh, I love you guys. All right. I have a surprise coming up for you guys in 2 minutes. Snowman in the morning with Cole Johnson. Back in the deuce.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. You kids from the block. New edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can be the black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
26 after the hour, and seriously, Larry, I playfully say you pissed me off with your next statement. Niners won't make it back to the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, they will. Not only will they make it back to New Orleans and then to Santa Clara, they'll win them both. Nah. Especially after being 3 seconds away from claiming their 6th Super Bowl against an awesome Kansas City Chiefs team in the most awesome Super Bowl I've watched since Super Bowl 25.
I'm glad to have been on the call with that one with you.
Listen, after that call, I passed completely out.
That was a lot of fun.
I didn't get to sleep till 2 in the morning.
That was a 6-hour live stream. 6 hours, man.
That was a lot of fun.
Hey, Droid and I did Daytona, and we did it in 8 hours, so I feel you.
I know. Listen, I love when you and Droid get together for your races. I'm hooked. All right. And I love when you're on the call. When you're on the call with me, Victor, you too. But man, that Super Bowl live stream we did,
Man, that was wild.
Listen, Jody was bringing me. Y'all know Jody was bringing me food throughout the game. She was watching it in the other room, and I think we were only like 15 seconds apart in terms of the feed.
Yep.
And at one time she said, "How come you call the plays before I watch them?" Like, baby, I don't know. I can't solve the feeds. And she'll jokingly, y'all heard her. Y'all have heard her from time to time. She's like, "Well, you need to fix that." I can't.
Nothing I can do.
Oh man, nothing you can do. But that was fun. Speaking of fun, I normally would save this until tomorrow.
Oh no.
But I can't. I've been patient long enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Oh boy.
Mr. McCarthy, I know it's Tuesday, but I'm not going to be able to hold this one. First, a word from our sponsor.
This moment of bronzexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronzexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
I got my snacks for this one.
The stupidest. Give me this. The stupidest thing I've ever done when it comes to him. I was perusing social media.
Why?
What the hell were you thinking?
I don't know.
I told you about that.
I was trying to fall asleep the night you know who broke
the record. Yeah.
Yeah.
In an L.
In a big, fat, tremendous. Everybody was coming out the woodwork. Oh my God, he's the greatest.
Stop the cap.
Oh my God, no one's done it better.
Stop the cap.
They're just out there doing praise dances all day and all night.
Dear God. No one's ever done it better than him.
Stop the cap.
And my response to all three of them was,
I don't remember asking you a thing.
And then I coupled it with,
Stop it. Get some help.
but they didn't. The responses kept flowing and coming and coming and coming and coming, and all I can think of is,
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop lying. Oh.
when the magic number of 40,000 was brought to my attention and people were reaching out to me personally because they know how I feel, which led to a few of these.
What you mean?
Thank you, Victor. I had some conversations with some bronzexuals, and thank you, Cole Johnson, for bringing this segment to my show. You can't say anything except he's the greatest. My response was this.
So I realized that I think, even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
My next three words were as follows. I've seen better. The loud, sickening thuds, and I pluralize the word thuds.
Mm-hmm.
In response to that, where every bronzexual's dream turned nightmare when I said I've seen better.
How dare you?
Oh, it gets better than that. And I know you're wondering, how the hell can it get better than that, man? Oh, that's easy. Especially with a few bronzexuals that Victor and I both are familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan. All you have to do is mention his name.
Yep.
All you have to do is mention Michael Jordan, and they go nuts.
They lose it.
As a matter of fact, all you have to do is mention Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and they
lose it.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. Why, you ask? Because it proves to me they don't watch a damn bit of basketball.
They already knew that, though.
And to use Victor's words, they don't watch the game critically.
Nope.
These bronzexuals are stupid. They're dumb. They're crazy. They got his all in his mouth.
Mm.
They got him all. They got it all in their mouth, and of course, you can see all the joy. You can see all the joy juice from it. And I tell all these bronzexuals the same thing.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Nobody's done it better than LeBron, huh? My next response is the following.
Bitch, are you for real?
Got to love Dolomite. Matter of fact, Kawhi. Because these bronzexuals have no damn sense. No damn sense of basketball. No damn sense of greatness. No damn sense of players that preceded LeBron. And they don't honor them. It's like LeBron showed up in 2003 and the world stopped. It kept going for me. In fact, this one bronzexual I had a conversation with, if you want to call it a conversation, actually told me that I need to acknowledge, dear God, here we go, LeBron James as the number 2 player, the second best player of all time.
Acknowledge me.
Get out of here, Roman.
Y'all read my mind.
Speaking of which,
I responded with 2 things. Number 1,
what?
And number 2,
shut up, bitch. Oh my God.
Before you continue, Snowman, I do want to send one congratulations, and that is to the mastermind behind ECW, Mr. Paul Heyman,
Hall of
being the
Famer,
first inductee of the 2024 class of the WWE Hall of Fame.
ponytail, full-length leather jacket, and all. Thank you, Paul Heyman. Back to business. Like I said, I told this bronzexual.
Shut up, bitch. Oh my God.
I am so glad I sent that clip.
I'm so glad you did too.
I am too.
And I also told him,
stop it. Get some help.
And in the midst of this conversation, my wife, Jody, my beautiful wife of 5 years, interjected something that had me on the floor dying laughing.
I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah.
I think we all are.
I've almost, and Shane, I told Snowman earlier, I almost beat someone with a rotisserie chicken because of this.
Did you swing the ball? Did you swing the chicken like Ken Griffey Jr.?
I nearly swung the bird like Frank Thomas.
That's all I need to know.
Oh, God.
And to use my friend's voice. Bronzexuals, here's what I think about your attitude.
It is stinky. I've never been so humiliated in all my life.
And they all think,
I'm the juggernaut, bitch!
the Bron Joy juice guzzling is real. It's real. Because whenever they see thank you, Cole Johnson.
Clap you seals.
Stops. Everything stops. And everybody was talking about 40,000 points. No one is ever going to score 40,000 points, which I agree with. No one's ever going to do what LeBron James has done. My next words were, you tripping. When I tell them I seen better, they respond to me, you tripping.
We're talking about Kendrick Perkins now?
I'll get to
God,
him.
he left Boston.
I'll get to him at a later date. Because if I do it now, I'll run over. And I got an interview to tape at noon. You bronzexuals need to shut up. Okay? You bronzexuals need to quit it. I can't say it the way my wife would say it because there's a cuss word involved.
Yeah.
When you've been spoiled by greatness for 25 years, you can't top it. When you've been spoiled, and I mean absolutely spoiled, by players you know you will never see again, that left an impact with you, what are you going to replace that with? So when I address these stupid ass bronzexuals, there are two words that I use. Now I will, before I invoke the two words, LeBron is a fabulous athlete. I've said that his entire career. I will continue to say that. Personally, I think he's juicing, but I'll discuss that tomorrow.
Oof.
Ouch.
Right.
I think LeBron's been juicing. Can't prove it, I know, but I believe he's been juicing for the entirety of his career, especially since 2009. But that's a story for a later time, like 24 hours from now. When you've been spoiled by greatness for 25 years, when you've been spoiled with stuff like this,
No, you don't. He's got 11, and the Bulls are up 9 against Paxson. Shot clock at 13. Right corner, Jordan. Michael shoots out of the corner. Book it. Michael Jordan with 13.
you can't replace that. When you've been spoiled with Kobe Bean Bryant for 20 years, you can't replace that. So bronzexuals, listen to me carefully because I got more tomorrow during hour 3. Much more. Give me this camera back. And for those of you who thought I stopped throwing haymakers this morning when I was talking about Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts and Kirk 2 Chainz Cousins, listen to me carefully. LeBron James sucks as a basketball player. Matter of fact, Victor's heard me say this in this fashion. I don't think Shane has. LeBron James is trash.
You're not wrong.
Wow. I heard this.
LeBron James is pure, unadulterated, back-asswards trash. Matter of fact, Cole.
Trays.
Now, I'm going to look into the bronze sexuals' faces, and I'm going to talk about the supposed king in a couple of simple sentences. LeBron James, you suck. You're not a good basketball player. You're not worthy of top 75. You're definitely not worthy of top 50. Hell, you're not even worthy of top 500. You're not a fundamentally sound forward, never have been. You were playing out of position since you came into the league because the Cavaliers had you at point guard. God help me.
Yeesh.
You walk all over the floor, and the referees allow you to get away with it because you're 260 pounds of juice or muscle. You're 260 pounds of juice, and everybody, oh my God, look what he's doing at age 39. Yeah, he sucks even worse. So listen, bronze sexuals, Yo Kang sucks. Why? Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you for ruining the NBA forever and ever. Amen. LeBron showed up and the NBA went down the freaking toilet. 2024 All-Star game, anybody? Hell, 2005 All-Star game, anybody? Denver, Colorado? Now, until LeBron leaves, the NBA is always going to be in the toilet. Until Adam Silver gets off LeBron's jock and actually becomes a commissioner, the NBA is going to remain in the toilet.
That's not happening.
Period. Point blank. End of story. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
LeBron, the greatest player of all time.
That was a lie.
One more thing to do, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. Some Man in the Morning with Cole Johnson, along with the Big Dog and Vikalaah, back after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the Bronze God.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Peckham's. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
SNWMN Multimedia is how you follow the happenings of Snowman Multimedia. With the big dog and Vikalaah, Snowman here with you. We got one more thing to do, and I have to cut it short because I have an interview to tape, and I gotta make a quick change. And I haven't done this one in a while. Now, I'm going to leave the camera open for everybody because I don't think Shane's ever been a part live of the Covenant experience.
Nope.
So Shane, I'm going to prepare you. I'm going to prepare you right now. You better fasten your seatbelts.
Where's your playmaker's happy he's not here?
He needs to. He needs to be here. All right. So this experience goes like this. Let me set it up. I used to live with a Cub fan in Glenview, Illinois. You want to talk about sticking out like a sore thumb? Glenview, Illinois, rich suburb, as you know, Victor.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's me. I don't have to explain anything else.
Mm-hmm.
With Loyola Academy not far behind in Wilmette. What am I saying about Glenview and Wilmette? Money. Lots of it.
Right.
He thought, my old roommate thought being the operative Wade, that he could just boss me around. He also thought that he can keep me caged up in a room. He don't know me very well, do he? Well, one night I happened to escape and I went to a local bar because I was hungry. And, well, I happened to see him at the end of the bar, but that's the bad news. The good news, he didn't see me.
Okay.
Now there was a young lady he was talking to, and he thought he was getting the best of.
No!
And she thought,
What the hell's going on out here?
she sees me, comes over to my table, and she says, "Can you do me a favor? Talk to me, honey. What do you need? How can old Snowman help you?" She says, "I have one request. And that request is,
Get me out of here!
okay, how do you want to do this?" She says, "All right, I'll distract him by pinning him on someone else, and then we'll blow this joint. Wherever you take me, just take me far away from here. No problem. No problem." Y'all ever been to the bar? And just when you need to be rescued, the ugliest woman you've ever seen in your life walks in?
I used to be a bouncer and a DJ. I've seen it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it all the time at Ho Chunk Sports Complex, and I'm not going to go any further.
Yeah, please don't.
Oh, wait.
Young lady said, "Perfect." So she walked her over to where my roommate was. Then she decided to activate a shield and put a whole bunch of people around them. She came over to my table. "I paid for your meal. Let's get the hell out of here." So we got in my car And Victor, you're going to laugh at this. We drove to LaPorte, Indiana. While I was dealing with the abusive relationship that I was dealing with, I found another hotel right in downtown LaPorte. We went there and passed out for 2 nights. Meanwhile, roommate blew up my phone, wondering what happened. So there was a young lady I was talking to. Have you seen her? Nope. You sure you haven't seen her? She looks like this. Nope. Mind you, this is the same fellow. And Victor, you're going to laugh because you've been there for this one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same fellow who in 2015 spent $50 on a date getting someone some raw ass fish, aka sushi, and got nothing. I made Shane take off his headset again. $50. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I told him flat out, you spent $50.
Mm-hmm.
I said, did you get a kiss out of the deal?
Nope. Not a chance in hell. Nope.
He says, no. I'm like, did you get a hug out of the deal?
Nope.
No.
Dumbass.
Did you get a handshake out of the deal?
Nope.
No. Get
No
the hell
fist
out of my
bump, no nothing.
What a dumbass.
Oh, it gets
Yep.
better. Gets better.
Oh, God.
I ran into the same young lady about a month later
Mm-hmm.
that got treated to the raw ass fish. Know what we did? Went to a burger joint. Didn't leave her house for 3 days.
Sounds like personality actually trumps money.
Oh, personality always trumps money.
Facts.
Victor, you've been around me for 24 years.
Right.
How often did we tease Derek?
Hey.
See the difference. But see the
He
difference
learned.
is Derek. Thank you. Derek actually learned. And to borrow from the late great Jackie Gleason, aka Sheriff Buford T. Justice, that son bitch never learned.
That boy deserves to have his ass boiled in molasses.
Here's the well, I close up shop here. Here's the kicker.
Oh no. Kicks and deals.
He tried it again
Mm-hmm.
and failed worse.
Yep.
Because she found my ass again. That's your experience for this Tuesday. I love that. Our new YouTube channel is live and smoking. SNWMN Multimedia is where you need to go. If you want to support the channel and spare the snowman and coffee, look at the bottom. $ Tallman Dr. K50. Appreciate you guys for tuning in this morning. I got about 3 minutes before my interview. You'll probably see me with the same shirt on tomorrow because I know I'm going to be tired after running around all day. So I will say, have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, you're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. And to the voter,
you blew it. Capiche?
I had to. We're out of here. See you tomorrow.